Hi everyone, welcome back to The Shelves Have Eyes. I'm Phantom, and today we'll be continuing with the Miniverse Make It Mini Potions collection, Harry Potter. Let's take a look and see what's inside this capsule today. Ooh, scary snake on a bottle. Okay, we've got these little beads again that we saw in the potions classroom. You have to crush them up. So I'm going to assume that there is a mortar and pestle included in the set. Read me first. I will not. Let's take a look and see what it is. Armadillo Bile. Interesting. Let's make Kool-Aid in a snake vessel. If this were Parks and Rec, this would be snake juice. Stirring spoon, a silver stirring spoon. Paper label for potions. All right, let's make this thing. All right, so it looks like the instructions are slightly more difficult than previous potions like this. It looks like they want us to crush one of the vialed elements into the cauldron, mix that up, then add the other one as free-floating particles, and then decant into the bottle, and then we're done. So let's see how this works out. All right, so the instructions, it looks like these are the stones or magical orbs that we're supposed to crush up. So let's start there. This takes me back to the original potions classroom set in terms of crushing something that I don't know what it is and then putting it into the vial. These, however, are not like the chocolate bits for the Sleeping Draught cupcakes. They're softer. So instead of just exploding when you crush them, they just smush. So these are going to be these scintillating little nibs of magic that swirl in the liquid resin that we're going to be putting in. Try to get this as fine as I can with the plastic accessories that they are provided. Let's pour our resin into our little handy-dandy mixing cup so you wonderful people can see exactly what's going on. Ooh, that's a disgusting amber-colored, castor oily look to it that goes well with this potion, which is apparently utterly vile and smells terrible, according to the lore. Once again, we are dealing with an ingredient, not a potion per se. And Armadillo Bile, there's very little lore to the ingredient. Its big claim to fame is it is the ingredient that Harry spills on the floor in Goblet of Fire so that he can eavesdrop on Snape and Karkaroff's conversation while he cleans it up. Aside from that, its only real appearance in anything else is that it appears as an ingredient in the wit sharpening potion used in the Harry Potter Wizards Unite augmented reality game, where the quote-unquote calamity occurs in which magical objects and ingredients all of a sudden appear in the human muggle world, and you have to play as a government official cleaning up the mess left behind from all these magical items appearing in the muggle world. One thing that I have not mentioned before in previous videos is the cauldrons are different for each set. They have different shapes. So I think that that's a manufacturing issue, that this particular shaped cauldron the factory knows that the disgusting orange color resin should go into it, whereas others are clear or green or light blue. So that's an interesting little detail to note. So let's dump our scintillating crushed pearls in, and then we will mix. This really is taking me back to the Sleeping Draught cupcakes. So aside from the use of Armadillo Bile as part of Harry's ruse to eavesdrop on Karkaroff and Snape in Goblet of Fire, Armadillo Bile, only its other real appearance is movie only, where it appears in Half-Blood Prince. There is a potion ingredient bottle on the shelf labeled Armadillo Bile Mixture, which contains a whole bunch of potion ingredients, some of which we've already made on this channel. Armadillo Bile, Essence of Wormwood, Lacewing Flies, Bat Wings, and a couple of the other actual potions that we will be making, rather, such as Amortentia, are used in it. I think it was just an elaborate gag by the art department to fill out the background of Slughorn's classroom. It seemingly does not have any basis in book lore. I don't think that we can call the Armadillo Bile Mixture a true potion. All right, so that looks pretty well mixed up. It is very scintillating bright. It looks like a heavily aerated honey candy, actually, as a matter of fact. Now, the next step that the instructions call for is putting these gold pearls in, whole, not crushed. These will be suspended in the liquid when we decant it into the bottle. So we'll see if we can provide an even distribution. Take this little vial and this little holder, which is adorable, move it into our classroom. And let's mix this up a little bit. Distribute the golden balls in this fluid. It does look like something that comes out of an animal, and not from the right end, I would say. All right, so let's get our little bottle here. This is an extremely detailed, beautiful little bottle. I don't know what a snake has to do with an armadillo. I don't know why this bottle would have a snake on it, but it is definitely better than some of the very plain vessels that we've been seeing in the rest of the potions sets. So I'm happy to see some kind of decoration. As with other sets in this line, the little golden pearls that they tell you to stir in have just settled down to the bottom. All right, so unlike some of the other sets that we've been doing, this actually produced more of a volume than the vessel can contain. I'm not exactly certain what I can do to mitigate that, other than to maybe take some out. As it stands right now, this is overfull. The cork will not go in. I'm going to just take some of it out with this little silver spoon that they have provided for us. All right, so we've now poured it into the vial. Looking at it, you'll see that all of the gold balls have just settled down at the bottom, so we'll try to agitate those a little bit before we cure, so they'll be a little bit more evenly distributed. The crushed up pearls, the scintillating pearls that we've used, they're virtually indistinguishable from those little golden balls. To be brutally honest, I don't even know whether you'd see them if we were to agitate them a little bit and bring them more evenly distributed throughout. But let's use a toothpick and we'll give it a try. Those balls aren't going nowhere. All right, they are coming up. They're not just a row down at the bottom. I guess this is working. It almost feels like there's no resin in there. It almost just feels like I'm agitating air. All right, let's give this a little cure. All right, so about 10 minutes turning this regularly underneath the light seemed to do the trick. It is very solid. You can see all of the little gold jobbies sitting at the bottom of the canister. Some of them are suspended, some of them are, so it wasn't a complete loss. I don't know if Armadillo Bile is supposed to bubble or not, but that is the effect we're getting here. Now, let's ensure that the cork will fit in. It does, would you look at that? And let's put our handy-dandy little paper label for potions. One of these days, I will get a tiny pen with a nib small enough to write on these labels. Affix your gum label onto your bottle. And there you have it. A nice big flask of Armadillo Bile. Okay, so I would say that as this is an ingredient rather than a potion, I think we can be forgiven for our huge lot of tiny golden balls sitting at the bottom here, because as an ingredient it would probably sit on a shelf and the contents would settle. I don't know what animal would be producing little balls in their bile duct, but whatever it is, it's probably not a well animal. I really like the bottle. All told, I think that this was a very successful potion. It looks absolutely vile, and it also looks really impressive. The scintillating crushed up pearls that we used combined with the little golden balls really do sell the magical sparkle in this potion. I really like the bottle. I think the bottle is really different from the other sets that we've done so far that have been liquid potions. We can't really count Sleeping Draught Cupcakes, and we can't really count Umbridge's tea set because those were such different animals than Polyjuice Potion, Syrup of Hellebore, and the Infusion of Wormwood. I would say that I'd like to see them do more ornate bottles for these sets. I mean, Polyjuice and Hellebore were basically, and Infusion of Wormwood were essentially the same vial. I know that other sets do have other sizes and shapes and have different accoutrements. For example, the flesh-eating slug repellent and the Skelegro. But for our first little potion made with an ornate bottle, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's really nice. It was very easy to set, it was very easy to do, and you can see there are some little suspended golden balls throughout. So all that agitation I did with this silver spoon and the toothpick really did something. On the whole, I would say that I'm very satisfied with this. It does look magical. I'm not so sold on the color, but I mean, it's bile. Like, what other color is it going to be, really? Once again, I feel that I should stress that I believe Miniverse is making this line of potions so that each potion is easily identifiable by the color. So this is their amber color, completely unlike any of the other potions in the set, just like Polyjuice and just like Hellebore and Infusion of Wormwood. I feel like that was the thinking behind it. I'm glad that I didn't need to deal with a futzy, ridiculous twine tying of a twine basket for the vial this time. I'm glad that it is fully encapsulated all in one item. What did you guys think? Are you disgusted by this color? Do you believe that this came out of an armadillo? Tell me what you think in the comments. I'll be continuing this line, and we'll be doing even more potions. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this. I enjoyed making it. I've been Phantom. This has been The Shelves Have Eyes. Thank you very much for joining me on this potion making journey. If you enjoyed this content, please think about liking this video, sharing it, and subscribing to the channel so you'll know when the next video drops. Thank you very much for all of your support. Have a good night, y'all.